Good afternoon, Keepers of the Cash. Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy here, and joining me this Saturday in our fourth installment, we have Stephanie, Madam, over there. How you doing, Stephanie?
Happy Earth Day, everybody!
And of course, she is cosplaying as Poison Ivy. And we're a little behind. We got caught talking backstage, and then realized we had to go live. So here we are. So, hope everyone's doing well this Saturday. And Stephanie's doing her usual, blasting our show.
Yes, I am. I can't do it. I can't do it.
So this is Savage Saturday comic review episode. Oh, now you got me thrown off. I think 111. Could be 112. I think it's 111. It's Savage Saturday. We're reviewing art. We're doing the Michael Golden portfolio today.
Yes.
And already off the rails. Now, guys, what's funny about this is Stephanie was already asking me backstage how to view the chat and keep her phone quiet. And then we're 20 seconds in.
I don't know what happened. You can't take me anywhere, Gary.
Oh, that was funny. Right? But so Stephanie is representing Poison Ivy from her favorite artist that draws her, right, Stephanie? That's Jenny Frison.
I'm doing Jenny Frison, Poison Ivy. Yeah, it's my inspiration for this. It only took me like 10 minutes to get ready this morning.
And don't forget to credit your background artist.
And my background. This is what happened. Okay, this is what happened. I'll tell everybody why this is like this. Is because I heard there's some guy who does cosplay really good, right? And he's like does sets and everything. And if you don't know this about me, I'm a little competitive. And when I heard this, I was like, sets. So this is where this is what I come up with. So I hope you enjoy the set. Gary's leaving me. I don't know what to do now.
I'm here. I accidentally locked my kid out. So he's like knocking on the door, Dad. I'm like, oh, okay. Good parenting.
He doesn't need to come inside.
Right. Guess I'll allow it. What are you going to do? All right. So let's say hi to the chat real quick, Stephanie.
Hey.
Of course, you know who's first, right? We have Last
Christmas.
Well Boar coming in second. How you doing, Well Boar? Comics coming in the third place. All right. We have Brian LCS. How you doing, Brian? Nice to see you, buddy.
What's up, Brian? We
also have Joe has deemed us worthy enough to watch this Saturday, Stephanie. So
Joe, I am so honored that you're here today.
Joe saying hi to everybody. Let's see. Wellbore saying Poison Ivy. Jerry the Jitterbug. Good afternoon, buddy. Nice to see you. Always nice to see Jerry.
Jerry.
I don't know if you've ever talked to him, Stephanie. Jerry's a really good guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
I don't talk to Jerry that often.
He's one of my favorite people.
Jerry, why don't you call me?
Melodope Comics. How you doing? Nice to see you.
What's up?
Julie Farnham. How you doing, Julie? So, Stephanie, if you don't know Julie, she is a card ripper. She has all sorts of incredible card collections. She's big into hockey. She lives in Minnesota, but she's also a big Robert E. Howard Conan fan. So,
okay,
always
cool.
Nice to see you,
fan.
Julie. Yep, Fanboy Prime. How are you?
Boy.
Uh-oh, you already got Joe starting stuff, Stephanie. I hope Stephanie's on her game today. Hate to have to correct her again. Ooh.
Love you, Joe.
Hope you got the claws out today, Stephanie.
I got Poison Ivy claws today.
Right, and you got a staff to beat them with.
I do have a staff. Where's my staff?
You were just holding it.
This staff? Yeah, I had a big staff though before.
So without further ado, we're going to bring up this screen here and we'll get into our first opening art piece, which they took away from the art right away by not making a separate card for the Conan, the Classics collection thing in the corner, which they made separate on all the other ones, but not this one. But you and I know that it's probably because this is the weakest one in our opinion from the thing. Now, again, we're doing Michael Golden, so I'm going to make myself big, and I'll show this to you, and then we'll make Stephanie big, and we'll get your guys' review on this as well. Happy Earth Day, Julie Farnham is saying.
Happy birthday.
So now, oh, Stephanie, my problem is this. Michael Golden is really good with the Micronauts and other properties. I never felt his style fit Conan. I like a lot the background here with the sorceress, but overall, I just find his proportions to be a little weird, and I find it to look a little too digitally touched for me, even though it probably wasn't from when it was made, but and a little too like his leg, like a little too muscles on muscles on muscles on muscles.
Okay.
But overall, um, we're gonna make you big and switch this out. What? We'll leave you up a second.
Okay.
Hey, Durs, what's up? So overall, we're gonna looking for comments from you guys in the chat. What you guys think of this piece, and we'll post that up here. But as we usually get to go, Stephanie usually has to go first on the first piece because everyone's waking up and saying hello. So, Stephanie, what did you think of that one?
Well, I gotta say, I'll tell you what I like about it. I like the sorceress in the background, like you mentioned, the blue ethereal, ephemeral feel of that is cool. With the all green melatonin, and then the shiny chest is like the next greatest thing about the whole thing. Other than that, I think that what it really lacks is lines. I think line work would really benefit having the figures come out more.
But
Like
it's too smooth.
he like ignores the line,
And
and
it
it's
kind
almost
of
like an
looks
impressionist
plastic.
dancing.
Do you think it has like a plastic look to the figures? That's what I kind of. They look plasticky to me, and I think that's a lack of the lines like you're talking about.
I think they look like they've been oiled up, like just within the last few seconds.
All right, so we got Fanboy Prime saying he thinks it's fine. It's not spectacular, but it's serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a really spot on, accurate description, Fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think though, but when you're going for cover art, you don't want serviceable, right? You want something that's gonna. Let's see. Here's Tyler trolling me already. Goes full cosplay, but Gary does nothing. Gary always lets me.
Disappoint together.
So Tyler and I are always giving each other crap.
Hilarious.
Oh, Tyler's the best. You have people, and Julie Farnham saying oily and laughing. Joe says he gives it a 2.5 out of 10. Good cover art requires bringing the viewer's eye toward a focal point. This one fails. Phil, nice to see you, sir.
Oh, good. I was hoping to get an artist's opinion on this.
All right, so Phil, we're gonna hold this up for you again, Rook. Well, I was gonna wait for Stephanie to do it, but she didn't do her homework this week. Hold on, Stephanie's gonna be in timeout after this show, guys, because she didn't do her printing.
This is why I did not print, and I'll tell you why I didn't print anything this week. Because I found that Michael Golden, in my opinion, is not print worthy at my household.
I remember us having that conversation. That was hilarious. He's not print worthy.
Not print worthy. So if you ever seen Seinfeld, you know what I'm talking about.
So Phil, this is the piece. And again, I think overall I think what this portfolio is going to be is underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Oh, Joe's feeling dissed by you, Stephanie. He's like, wait, I'm an artist as well.
Joe, I know you're an artist. You're a great artist, and your Batgirl was really good. I love your Batgirl.
Marcus?
Gotta say, Joe.
Now we'll go to our next piece here, and
disappointed together.
All right.
I mean, you're going to get in cosplay next episode.
What's that, Stephanie?
You're going to be in cosplay next episode. I feel like pressure's going to be coming on you.
I have nothing to cosplay in, Stephanie.
Yeah, that's one excuse.
I don't know. I could wear a tight T-shirt, Joe, or Tyler. Uh,
Can always come up with something.
I don't know.
My opinion.
Okay. He didn't like the golden stuff, but he did say by Sean Coney as a gentleman for using his weapons to cover up the ladies. Naughty bits.
Yeah.
All right, so here's our second piece. So you got Conan in a situation where we should point out on this piece, Stephanie, that this is a Brian LCS piece
Oh.
because I mean, look at that loincloth for Brian.
I mean, you're really getting in there, Gary.
It's all the loincloth Brian could want, right? No, I mean, Brian continually complains there's not enough loincloth on here. We're just trying to service Brian at this point.
You are giving him loincloth today, I guess.
So, this is supposed to be like a fun picture of Conan going into battle, but there's no way you win that situation.
No.
He's about to be a pincushion.
Definitely.
You can't tell me that if you're in the air going down on all those spears that you're going to avoid them and live.
I don't see a hole in there.
I do like the green in the background. I like the background art. I think is nice. I just wish there was a little bit better in the foreground. And again, the proportions on Conan feel a bit off. Although the hair is good on this one. But what's Marcus saying? Welcome to another Gary B Saturday, folks. Yes, yeah, exactly. Come for the comics, stay for the close-up crotch shots. Marcus, those are just solely for Brian LCS. He always complains that there's not enough loincloth. We're just trying to, service our customers' needs, our viewers' needs. So let's see. So that was that. But let's take me off here. Let's drag Stephanie up. And all right, Stephanie, your views on this piece.
Well, I thought we were gonna go to the chat first. Is there enough people that can weigh in? Someone say something first?
Oh, here's Zach's Collections. How you doing, Zach? Again, Zach is a local Rochesterian here, Stephanie. We still haven't ran into each other yet.
Oh, okay.
Really, really good guy. Fun YouTube channel. And if you don't watch, he opens up old cards, like he calls them jank packs. So he'll have a card that's a pack of cards that's like 30, 40 years old, and then he eats the gum out of that pack too.
That's awesome.
It isn't if you see his face for him sometimes. All right, so it's the video game principle. The less coverage of the armor, somehow the more defense it has, right?
Those muscles are like Kevlar, apparently.
Right? And Marcus is picking on Big Tasty, saying Big Tasty is so needy. Mm-hmm. In case you don't know, Stephanie, they got names when they appeared on my in the hot seat. Okay. Marcus is Little Tasty. Brian's Big Tasty.
Brian LCS is Big Tasty?
Yes. Chop and Drop, good to see you.
Chop! Yay!
And Phil says this looks more like a PSA to check one's balls. Right?
Phil.
Testicular cancer was a big cause back then in the Hyborian age. All that exposure. There we go. Marcus Plug and Chop, Best Supporter Award.
Yeah.
Zach's Collections. That is a really tough one, Marcus. I would literally have to flip a coin. I'd have to write Las Cruces on one side, Chop on the other, and let the flip of the coin decide for me. Because they're both such great community supporters. They're both in everyone's chat.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, if you could put them both in the same coin, best duo supporter. Joe says that he likes this one better. Good action, and the spears bring your eyes towards Conan. Notwithstanding Conan's imminent death, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
And I was hoping Julie Farnham had a say on this one. David's Comics, hello. How's it going, buddy? He's here for the Poison Ivy. Steve Smith says this looks like a poor man's Joe Jusko.
I don't know who that
is. And Zach's Collection says that is a famous loincloth of testicular fortitude. Plus 50 crotch defense. Oh my goodness. The Jackson Roy Kirk says, "Darn, I'm late. It's all right. That's what the replay for is, Jackson. And if you don't watch us on the replay, Stephanie and I will know. We'll send you bad messages.
Bad messages? Did you say back messages or bad messages?
Bad messages. Julie says she likes this one too, but wish Conan had his eyes open. Well, if you're about to be impaled, I don't really want, you might not want to see your imminent death. Exactly. I agree with Phil on this one. The background is better than the foreground. And Jean Malo, how you doing, sir?
Hey.
And Zach collection and circumstances is going with Mark. Don't forget the plus 25 charisma for having a tight loincloth. Back then, you had to advertise what you had if you wanted to get any of the ladies, right? Conan was just making sure they knew he was packing.
You just needed a big sword.
That's what he was trying to tell them.
Right. Can I weigh in on this one now? Yeah.
Yes, we are off this one and moving to the next. Well, why though? You just made your own face red. That's hilarious. All right.
I did not. This one I agree with Phil. Phil-tastic. Phil, I agree with you. The background on this one is better than the foreground. If you put it back up, you put up the other one. Background is really well done. It would be cool. It would be cool almost by itself. I think that background. Well, and then it's almost the foreground would be better if there was a different background on it. Almost they don't match somehow. You know what I mean? They don't match.
So another thing I said too is I really like the background, but it almost looks like from a different time period too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hyborian Age. You can be whatever you draw on it. It's a fantasy world.
Yeah, I think his eyes are open. Conan's eyes are,
yeah, he's just looking downward, like oh shit, I'm about to be impaled. Would have worn more than my loincloth.
At least it's loincloth open, when he's going in.
Right.
And he's not unafraid.
All right, what was our next one here? Was let's get back to our other format. There we go. So this is our next piece. Let's go. You know what? Like this, we get to see it bigger. So this is our next piece. This one, I think is probably one of the stronger pieces of this one. Conan looks decent. I like the sword. I like the blood from the creature. I like the woman's face. And Phil had a hilarious comment about her face, which I 100% agreed with. But I'll let Phil put it in the chat, and then I'll highlight his comment. I think he knows what I'm talking about. He referenced her as resembling somebody, and I thought it was spot on.
Okay.
But, I like this piece. It's probably, I think, his strongest piece. It's got a lot of different colors. The monster looks cool. You got blood, sword action. I think the chest area looks a little weird on Conan. But I like the sword, and I think the arms look okay, and the face actually doesn't look distorted. So I think this is his most solid one. And let's see. Phil says he has thoughts on this one. He says the creature bothers him so much. Why is its blood everywhere else but yellow when its sword is coming out? Did Conan hit his bladder?
I think it looks like Conan's about to spear his own bladder.
Oh no, that's not blood, Phil. So the creature's purple and red. So that's his skin texture. The red. So let's see. Let me make myself big and I'll try to get it up close there for Phil to see. And we'll remove this. And let's do this. So if you look, so that's not blood. That's the creature's skin.
Oh.
So he's purple and red. So that's just the pattern of his skin. But probably, I think, one of the better pieces of this collection. I like the action. It's actually I don't know if you can consider it centered. Like all his stuff seems a little bit to the right to me all the time. And we have let's get back to this. And no. No, no,
Mm.
no, 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 no. We want. All right. Oh, that's why. There we go. Replace me. There we go. So we have a few opinions here. First, Dope Comics has dropped in
Hey,
the
Dope.
best, the very best horror collection on YouTube. Him and Bill, Welsh Dragon Funko Fun Hunter. Nice to see you. Thank you for stopping in.
So,
Mark Andrews has finally joined us. Just busting on you, Mark. How you doing, sir?
yeah.
And like I said, he had a great stream with Joe last night in Anachronic Comics. So Phil says, is he screaming in pain from the sword or from Conan rubbing his large crotch on it? And it's like, why did they have to create a copy of Cher? It might be the time period that he did the art, but she does look very Cher-like. We got C. Bizzle in here. Good morning.
Morning.
And Joe says, the creature features take away from the pick. Conan looks very good here. The fear in the woman's face is good, but too much eyeliner. 7 out of 10 for Joe.
7
And
out of 10?
yeah. Uh-oh.
Joe is giving
Animosity
us
is starting.
7 out of 10?
And Phil says red was a bad skin choice in my opinion. So so Stephanie, talk about your opinion. Right now you definitely disagree with Joe, right?
Listen, this thing has a lot of things wrong with it. Let me get into the skin color. I agree with Phil. I think red was a bad choice of skin color for the monster to have, considering everyone's going to associate red with blood. So to have golden blood coming out of it is strange. I think the sword, it definitely looks like Conan. If you look at it at first, it looks like he's going to impale himself with his sword. The girl is anatomy, and for her anatomy, it's not quite right, which is fine. But her face will give me nightmares probably tonight when I'm trying to go to sleep, because it's pretty bad. It's like she's had a rough couple of nights. You know what I mean? Like she has got some makeup on, and it's not doing wonders for her. And the creature reminds me of
didn't let her get a lot of sleep. And yeah, the makeup is a bit much on the face, right?
Right.
Like those are some red lips, and
Well,
there's a lot of eyeliner.
I think it's the raccoon eyes. It's really.
But again, the hair is funny on her. It looks like old shock theater hair, like y'all got scared and went straight out.
I mean, it's bad. So this one said it's just bad. Yes, Mark Andrews, you're right. It is just bad.
Yeah,
There's some art that's just not good.
And he says he almost did not buy this book back in the day. But Mark, you have to though, not because of the cover art, because of the great, fantastic stories inside. So one of the things with this series, Stephanie, the Savage Sword of Conan, is the cover artist was hardly ever the artist on the inside of the book.
Oh.
You had one main story and sometimes a backup feature. Mm-hmm. And you always had different artists doing them for the most part. Right? So you could have a Michael Golden cover, but inside you could have, let's say, a Chuck Dixon story with Ernie Chan art, and it would be fantastic.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then you could have a backup feature of like Solomon Kane, written by a different author with a different artist. And sometimes you just had the same team doing both stories. So these weren't something, the covers were beautiful. Sometimes you bought them because the covers were so pretty, but you were all about the content inside. Because back in the day, these magazines were marketed as for a mature audience. There was a little bit more blood, a little bit more violence. Like in the regular comic, you wouldn't show somebody getting stabbed through. It would be off panel. In these, it would just show it fully. Or every woman in a regular comic book had to be covered up. There was a lot more nudity in the magazines. Mm-hmm. If nudity was a part of the story, it was just there, and It just wasn't exactly, Mark. Solomon Kane, one of the best characters ever. Phil says she kind of looks like Rocky Horror.
I completely agree with you. Phil?
Phil, she just got done doing the time warp. Give her a break. Joe says he sticks with his grade. Not perfect, but a great Conan in emotion. He's not letting you go with this one, Stephanie. He wants to fight this morning.
All right, I'm going to remember. This is one of Joe's favorite, like 7 out of 10. This is a good one.
And Mark says saying that I still bought them and I'm not that mature. Neither was I back then. I'm still not. But all right, so there was that one. Let's get to the next one.
Okay.
I just find it funny that you and Joe are always in opposition.
Joe's just a natural lawyer, so he just wants to constantly debate, right?
I was getting that. He was harassing me in the Instagram chat last night, Stephanie.
Was he?
Being very bully. He was going to sick his wife on me. All right, let's get to the next one. Let me get both of us back on screen, and we'll play it forward.
Okay.
And hopefully you guys like the little videos I put together and they help. But all right, let's see. And there we go. So this is our next piece. Now this piece for me is I think the legs look off on both characters. The faces are fine, although they kind of both have the same cheekbones. I like the swords. I don't like Conan's gauntlets at all. They look too big and awkward. But I was talking to Stephanie about this piece, and the shadow behind them kills me because it's not really. It's a little bit on them, but not. I don't think pronounced enough. But it's okay. And I'm trying to remember the character's name here that he was fighting with. I think her name was Michelle in the story. But I'll make myself big a second, and that's Stephanie. That's all right. Sometimes you get the better option, guys.
I'm going to fire you from your own show.
There we go. All right. So I'll give you guys a close-up of this one. And Conan just looks like he's waiting for his kiss makeup in this one. But, so that's that piece. Biggie Shack joined us. Hi, Biggie. How you doing, sir? And we got to get to Zach's comment because it's hilarious. Let's go back to both of us, and then we're going to switch and make Stephanie up here and give Stephanie the foreground. So Zach's collections. Oh, Naman's here as well. How you doing, Naman? We had a really fun show with Naman 2 nights ago. If you guys haven't watched it, please tune in. It was great. Zach says, did Conan get stung by a bee on the jaw? Joe says, wow, this one belongs in the garbage 1 out of 10, only because he got something for his guts in actually submitting this. And Naman says, Conan shrunk his head. And let's see. And Mark Andrews says, just not a fan of any of his art on Conan. Agree. I do like his Micronaut stuff a lot, Mark. I was never a fan of him on Conan. And Phil says, I think what bothers me is the face is very Ed McGuinness. I'm personally not a fan. I like the idea of the shadow, but it just isn't done well. And Walsh is thanking us. He's getting back to work. Thank you for stopping in and joining us, Walsh. We really appreciate you having you on. Guys, sub him up. He's got a fun channel himself.
You ready, Mason?
And DVH is here. It says can't stay, but catch the replay. Thank you, DVH. We appreciate you dropping in to say hi, sir. All right. So I'm sorry. Did you have a little guest before you got into critiquing?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought you were bringing the snake out.
You know something? I just got word. The snake is shedding right now, so it's actually not a good time to be handling the snake because they're kind of sensitive at that time. because they prefer to, yeah.
Just let the snake know how inconsiderate it was to start its shedding when you were going live.
I was willing to play with the snake though on camera. So
Oh, yeah, Mark Andrews saying, what is the face of the lady? Did she eat a million lemons? All right, Stephanie, what do you think of this one?
I agree with Joe. I give it a 1 out of 10. Yeah. I appreciate the effort with the shadow. It's needed. I do think his abs have abs. I don't think he has a neck. I think the girl looks like she's ready to do an 80s aerobic size, movie or something. I don't know. I really like the blue and the orange contrasting colors. Those are nice, but I really feel like Michael Golden, he's missing, he really needs lines. He's really approaching like the figures as more of a painterly, more of like a just using the light like impressionists do, and not really doing the line work.
Right, and it's just not working for him.
It's too vague.
You got Zach's collection saying that the woman in the photo in the painting realized that Conan doesn't have the loincloth of testicular fortitude on. Joe, have a good day, bud. Joe had to leave us. Naaman's all of a sudden saying, I don't understand English all of a sudden. I don't know what that was in reference to. The shadow is the only good part on this one, Mark Andrews is saying. All right, so we agree with Steve Smith. Not a fan of this cover. Conan looks like he's ready to apply his Paul Stanley Star Child. Exactly. I was saying he looks ready for Kiss makeup.
Yeah.
And, maybe he had the Destroyer album in front of him when he started doing this one, Steve. And Melodope says he agrees. He likes the shadow. Now, so far, usually by now we've hit a piece and Stephanie will say, this is my least favorite of the bunch, and we haven't hit that yet, so I'm curious what our least favorite is. We'll get to that, though. We will get to it.
Are we on our last one? We're not on the last one yet, are we?
No, we got 2 more to go, Steph.
Okay.
All right. And Phil says, just a thought. He goes, is it possible the original was really good, but the finer points were lost when it was reprinted? Have you ever seen the original painted work in person? No, I've seen it on the cover, and it looks the same. Jackson Roy Kirk is saying, this is painful. Yes, but we're here to ease the pain with you, Jackson. Sometimes you gotta swallow the bitter pill, buddy.
They can't all be masterpieces,
Right. And that's why she's Poison Ivy this week. Sometimes you gotta take that dose.
It's Earth Day.
Let them know. All right, so overall, not a big fan for most of us here. All right. Oh, the Poison Ivy thumbs down. All right.
I'm sorry, Michael Golden.
Now let's go to the next one. Now, I am I'm a sucker for blue on a cover. And this is one cover where the blue does not work for me. So you have this cover, and I'll make myself big a second and show the cover bigger. So let me swap out and go big. So this is our next piece. And Conan looks like a caricature to me in this piece. He's extremely exaggerated, and that's just not the kind of art I want with Conan. Now, this may be somebody's style that they love. It just doesn't. It's not a style that fits the material for me. Especially being a lifelong Robert E. Howard reader and Conan fan. But we will get back here. Excuse my coughing. And we will make Stephanie big with this. And Mark, Jean's got to go. Nice. Thank you for stopping in, John. We appreciate it, buddy. And Mark Andrews says he used vibrant colors, just it doesn't work at all in his application. Yeah, like I said, I'm a sucker for blue, and it just Zach hit it on the head. It looks too cartoony to be Conan. You kind of lose the savageness of the piece to me, and it's so dark that some of the figures, the details are hard to make out, in my opinion. They all kind of blend in together, and I don't know, Stephanie, what's your opinion on this?
I really like the blue, actually. To disagree with you, Gary. Um,
Don't worry,
I
I'm
think
making a note of it. Stephanie disagree. No. Go ahead.
the blue, it really draws me in. It makes me want to look more at it. I like that it's got a real cascading, tilting effect on the composition. It makes you feel, off kilter. So I like that about it. I like the orange and the blue, the play on those two contrasting colors, which it seems like he likes to do a lot, is play off the contrasting colors. And I don't mind this one as much as the other ones. So yeah,
And
I do
Naman
agree. I do agree that Conan's chin is a little large.
says the background art reminds him of old computer adventure games. Phil says this one he really likes. The color does a good job in drawing the eye. Oh, so we're back to Phil kissing your butt. Although his biceps look too big for him. Again, he's covering up the girl, starting to think it's more deliberate. Yeah, it might just be the artist, Phil. Jackson Roykirk says the blue reminds me of Matt Wood's comic room. Matt Woods, everybody. Steve Smith says Conan looks like the Tick minus his costume. I don't know if you know who the Tick is, Stephanie.
I don't, but I can imagine.
He's a big chin superhero in a big blue Tick costume.
Okay.
Freedom Suffer, how you doing, sir? Says that he has a few minutes before he heads out, stepping in to say hi and hello. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate seeing you.
It's coming.
And Freedom Suffer has a great channel as well, and his Randy Macho Man Savage impersonations are the best in the business. He is always fun. Scotty's here. How you doing, Scotty? Nice to see you, sir.
So,
And Freedom says the art looks sweet. And Nauman, Phil Tassi says, Nauman, a lot of these look like shareware game covers. That's pretty accurate. And but overall, again, Stephanie, you said this one works for you more than the other ones that we've looked at.
it does.
And it's funny because I love blues on a cover, but for some reason, and it might be like I've mentioned before, it might be my color blindness because with this blue, everything kind of seems to blend into me.
Mm-hmm.
So like the details are kind of like if I look at this through a camera lens, I can see more details on it, but with my naked eye, it doesn't show as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what I do like about it is if you look at his sword is actually chipped from battle. It's just not a
Oh,
clean blade. There's like chips and notches on it from the fighting he's been doing.
well, that's cool.
Yeah, so there's some good detail on it. All right,
Can
and
you
then
show that detail? Can you show that detail on the
I
sword?
can. I got it. Let me see. Let me make myself big and. All right, let me pick it back up. Stephanie making me do work on my own channel. So if you get up close,
Okay.
I'm messing it up. Now
There
this
you
is
go. He's got a couple
you got-
chips.
right. So you actually have a sword that's seen battle,
Cool.
which is nice. Now, afterward in Conan fiction, right? Like he would be sharpening his blade's edge and cleaning it up because he was big into maintaining his weaponry.
Yeah, I mean, you're Conan. What else are you doing in your free time?
Right. And Nauman says the blue pattern doesn't look natural. 23 Munch, how you doing, sir? Nice to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Andrews has a brilliant observation that I agree with a lot. He says he
Yes.
thinks the color choices are like Hildebrandt art, but not the same quality and details. Yes, because they use a lot of blue in their art like that.
Mm-hmm.
The Hildebrandt, sadly, only one brother is still alive.
Oh.
And up close, it reminds Zach saying up close, it reminds him of Dungeons and Dragon cartoon art or cartoon art. Cartoon art.
Okay.
Phil, I don't remember. I've read so much Conan. Sometimes it's hard just to pull it up.
It's like a White Walker
Right.
from Game of Thrones.
And then Jackson Roykirk says, yes, Hildebrandt, but with no talent. Jackson Roykirk just being as harsh as he can be today. Or maybe Edgar Winter.
I thought I was going to be the bad guy, but
Right? Well, I mean, you can really tell that Jackson Roykirk is enjoying this portfolio a lot. His love of it is really pouring through. All right. You ready to move on to the final piece, Stephanie?
The final piece. I don't know if I'm
Final
ready.
piece.
I'm ready. Okay. We have to.
Right?
Let's do it.
It's the only way to get through it, Stephanie.
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. So let's get back to the stream. Make myself big again for a second, and I'll show it up close. Now this one, I love the background. It's Conan and the person on him, on the horse with him, that I had the problems with. I don't think Conan would be able to hold his head up with that helmet on.
That's definitely a legendary armor he's wearing.
Well,
Epic legendary armor.
And he looks stiff, like he's experiencing extreme back pain and can't move.
He looks like he's wearing a garter belt.
Well,
Not a garter belt, a chastity belt.
Right. Well, that's for Brian LCS to unlock. He's just advertising for Brian. All right, and I don't know what's going on with the foot there.
He's curling his toes.
Like that chastity belt might be a little too tight, Stephanie.
Yeah, I think so.
And a lot of people look at this piece, and what they don't notice is the girl hiding behind him.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like he just has extra legs back there. You know,
Right,
he looks like a centaur. You know, riding a horse.
Well, there's no difference in their skin tone. They kind of blend in together, and it's just they blend. There's not a well enough job of making the two characters look different enough and sticking out. Let me reverse us so I can make you big. Finally, if you notice, Stephanie, I'm finally getting used to their new format. So now they're going to change it again. So let's. All right. So 23 Monk says he has hemorrhoids. And Zach's Collection says, what in the actual blue hell befell Conan? That horse looks like it's less than thrilled. Right? Because it's wearing like 700 pounds in armor plus Conan and the girl. And Naman says, poor horse.
Kidding, huh?
And Mark Andrews says, a toy horse and his toes are 6 inches long. And Phil says, when I saw this one, my first thought was Diablo games. Ooh, yeah. Kind of looks like the Lost Guy in Mortal Kombat 2. The last guy in Mortal Kombat 2. And Zach's Collection says, holy crap, I didn't notice her behind him. Most people don't. I know the first few times I saw this piece, I had never noticed the woman behind him. And this is from someone that owns the issue. I don't know when I finally realized that there was another person on that saddle. Mm-hmm. And exactly, Norin. Norin's got a good observation. Kind of looks like a centaur the way that it's drawn, right? Like Conan and a horse. Everything just kind of blends together in that foreground.
I'm with you.
And did the ASPCA jump on them for having Conan jump on little Sebastian? And Freedom Sufferer, don't like the toe curl. What's up with that? Everyone knows Conan doesn't curl his dang toes. Exactly. Not very savage. And with all the armor, they look like they're on a miniature pony. Yes. Exactly, Mark. Everything, all the proportions are just off on this one. They're wrong. And I think I told you when we were doing this one, this is probably one of my least favorites. Like, I love the orange and fire. I love the heads on the pike. And then that's it. Like, the horse looks like it has some kind of skin disease. And the poor horse is given a helmet that is going to just ruin that horse's neck galloping. The armor in Conan just doesn't fit. It looks weird. And if you want to make a woman hiding behind Conan, that's fine, but make her stand out so you know she's there. All right. So, oh, and Philtastic says, I'm really curious now, does Golden have any pics of women without being hidden? Yes. You got to check out his Micronauts.
Draw women.
He actually does some really good women. I'm starting to think he couldn't paint women just to hide them behind stuff. I think pencils are more his forte than painting because his pencils aren't bad. Uh, let's see. They look very clean for being in a battle. Yep. And Freedom Suffer says, "Is this a variant with a toe spread instead of one toe curl?" and Stephanie already mentioned it. You know that chastity belt on Conan in this pic is just a little too tight, curling his toes.
Ew.
And V. Jackson Roy Kirk coming in with a very gentle opinion as always. He can't paint women, men, horses, demons, etc. And Mark Andrews, if he stuck with the Micronauts, I would be kinder to him. Yeah, his Micronaut stuff is great. So Stephanie, are you still okay? I thought you were giggling insanely over there.
I was giggling about it. That's okay.
Your opinions, ma'am.
Can you make it a little bigger somehow, or show it again?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's see. Well, I can. Is that big enough or no?
No. Can you make yourself big and show it again?
Whoops. All right. Let's see. All right.
All right. I think the problem is, I love it, but I don't love that you can't see the girl behind him, so he looks like a centaur. And the reason is because like all the orange in the background it's all the same color, and she happens to be orange, and her hair happens to be blue or whatever, so it matches with the sky. It blends in too much. You cannot see that girl at all. But if you didn't see that girl and it was just Conan on that horse, I'd say it looks pretty good. I like the shininess of it. I think it works in this instance. I like the glittery stuff, going on. I think that's well done. I like the chainmail on the horse, looks cool. The texture on the white horse looks cool, and the heads in the background on the pikes look awesome.
The armor doesn't bother you at all.
It's beautiful. So I think this one was the first one you showed me when you asked me which portfolio I wanted to watch. I wanted to see, and this one, I still love it.
Even with that helmet. Even with that helmet.
I'll take the helmet. It looks good. Looks cool.
Wow. All right. So Stephanie with the surprises. All right, but what do you? So we're going to say the work on Poison Ivy's setting is marvelous and shows true cosplay dedication. Shout out to Stephanie's daughter for the background.
Yes, and
I didn't say her name because I don't know if you say your kids' names on YouTube.
No, shout out to all my kids for helping me and for making the headpiece for me.
All right, so yeah, I didn't want to say a kid's name.
It's okay.
So out of these pieces, Stephanie, this last one was your favorite.
Yes.
What was your least favorite?
God, I gotta see that like 80s one where it's like the Terminator one where it's just like him and that girl with the blonde hair who's gonna aerobicize in a second.
All right, so you're talking this one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much to love in that picture. His face isn't even that good. You know what I mean? His face
that just got out of yoga class.
His face isn't realized enough.
Yeah, it's just it's a rough one. All right, so yeah. So overall, now you gave the first week you gave Bart Sears. You gave him a 4 out of 5. Okay. And then from Bart Sears we went to why am I forgetting the second one? Hold on.
You're gonna make me forget now too, because I'm really.
I know, right? And I had it all down too. From Bart Sears, we went to Oh, that's right, Doug Beekman. And you gave him a 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
And Nestor Redondo, you gave a 4.3 out of 5.
Redondo.
Yes. Now, what are you going to give poor Michael Golden?
Michael Goldman, I am sad to give him a 0.5.
Ooh, a 0.5.
But that 0.5 is for that horse. I think that horse was great with the armor. Yeah.
There you go.
The shiny, yeah. But I mean,
Freedom
really,
Suffer gives you 100% perfect poison ivy vibes. The kid
cute.
forces combined tell them they did an awesome job.
Thank you.
And now Zach's Collections. Oh, that's a good movie. Is saying he's getting Lady Hawk vibes from that one.
Lady Hawk vibes from
Um,
Oh yeah.
Remember the Matthew Broderick?
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's really good. You ready for the Jackson Roy Kirk's funny statement?
Yes.
I can't rate it since I used it for kindling at my last camp.
Okay.
And then let's see. Michael has to change his name to Bronze at best. Hashtag dad joke. And Mark Andrews is saying that you're being really generous with your 0.5, Stephanie.
There's some really great stuff out there, that I thought and you have been asking me about each portfolio at the end, like which one would I like to see, and I have been, honestly just picking the ones that I like the most. So we're getting down there now.
Right, there's 2 left, but the order for the last 2 is predetermined.
Okay.
So next week,
who's next week's then?
Do you want a little preview of next week's?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Because we're saving what I think and what Jackson Rickert and I agree on the best one, so you know it's true. All right.
Okay.
So if you disagree with me and Jackson Roy Kirk, you're wrong.
Well, Jackson Roy Kirk's meaner than me today, so I'm getting a little scared of Jackson right now.
Well, when Joe left, he just had to take over.
I know someone to take over.
Now I will, for Phil and those watching, I will post these on Instagram again for you guys to view a week ahead of time and get your opinions ready.
Yay.
But so for difference, we're gonna go. I'm just gonna show you each one real quick, and then I'll send them to you later, Stephanie.
Okay.
So let's reverse who's big here.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
Do you think these are print worthy?
Oh yeah. I think these are spectacular.
Okay.
More than I think these are very print worthy, and I think they're beautiful.
Okay.
All right. And so before we get to those, you had a little board going on behind you. Did you want to talk about your board?
Sure. We have cbcaawards.org, which I don't know if you can see. Let me turn towards you. There you are. cbcaawards.org, which I think you, Gary, said we should be promoting ourselves.
Yes.
To win an award, right?
Right.
And I'm terrible at promoting myself, so I made the board.
Because we're going to try to, and the board's part of the cosplay. Look at that.
Yeah, and look, see?
We'll love that last portfolio most of all, if not completely. I agree, Jackson, because Earl Norham's incredible. So yes, so Stephanie and I are campaigning to vote for us in the category between 1,000 and 5,000 subs for this show for our art series that we've done in the best, I always mess it up, duo, couple, or collaborative event. I think I got it right that time.
Okay,
so,
I should have wrote that down.
Brian won't message me and yell at me, and I'll just keep sending him some loincloth pics to keep him pacified.
Really, and tell him I made a board and everything. And Brian,
right?
Come on.
And I mean, these backgrounds don't pay for themselves, guys. Yeah. You gotta feed Stephanie and the kids' egos so they keep wanting to do these.
I'll tell you, this whole background just came from stuff from my house.
I know, but it looks so fantastic. Your kid did such a great job on it.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun to create.
And tell them about your crown.
I know. I love the crown.
So her daughter made the crown. Yes. So Stephanie's appearance is a family effort.
Yes.
So, they dusted her off this morning, got her going. All right.
That was me and you.
let's switch, and I'll show you the portfolio that you're going to review next week, Steph.
Okay.
So this is Joe Jusko, who is considered one of the best ever. Now, with Joe Jusko, he is actually, Stephanie, very hit or miss with me sometimes. There's some of his stuff, and I can show you if you ever ask, that I think is just the proportions are off and makes Conan look like an ape.
Mm.
I don't think that's the case with this selection, because I think when Jusko is good, when Jusko does his best, he's almost unbeatable.
Okay.
But like all artists, he has stuff that's And Mark Andrews is picking too. Absolutely a family effort. Now, Stephanie, that was just mean of him. All right, you ready, Steph?
Yes.
All right, so this is one of his more classic ones ever. So this sigh wasn't a good sign already. But that's one of his most classic pieces, all right? This is from A Great Story, and the title of that story is eluding me now because I just went to tell you. So, like an old man Brian, it goes, I'm leaving you.
Look at that
No.
loincloth, Brian.
Yeah, but look how loose this one is. Brian's not going to be enticed at all. Brian likes a good tight loincloth. So next up.
Sorry.
You're good.
Brian is from the butt of our joke for Christ.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on there.
Hey, wow.
All right. And this one, the creatures are really cool on. So this is your preview for next week, guys, and we'll see if Stephanie breaks everybody's heart and tears it apart, or if she loves it. And Stephanie, while we're showing these last couple,
wow,
are you promoting any sort of cosplay for next week, or are you undecided?
I was actually contemplating. I was contemplating doing Dazzler, so I might do Dazzler.
Ooh,
she's available.
Well, you do know a Dazzler fan.
I do.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So.
All right. So that's the Joe Jusko portfolio, Stephanie.
Okay. So I am not going to comment on it at all.
No, you shouldn't, because you should make people tune in next week to find out what your feelings are, even initially.
Thank you for showing these, Gary. Get the bad taste of golden out of my
mouth. Oh, Jackson Roykirk's the best. And Phil says, Zach, he's going to be a guest at Garden State. Nice. Yes, Joe Jusko is still making art today. Disco ball also. Yeah. So CJ Design wants to know if you're going to have a disco ball.
You bet.
She does have a disco ball necklace, right, that you made.
It's a necklace. Yep. I have a disco ball necklace.
And you guys got to make a glitter microphone.
Oh, that's a good idea. She does have a microphone, doesn't she?
Yeah, and even though these weren't some of the best work, even though these weren't some of his best work for the mag, I agree. All right, thank you, Phil. Thank you for stopping in. We appreciate it. So again,
well, to you and Mrs. Tastic and Baby Tastic, the Tastic family.
Right. Now, I am going to promote one more time that if you guys want to see Stephanie and I review your action figures,
that's right.
Please start sending us pictures. We'll start doing that in a few weeks if we're getting pictures of your action figures from different angles, or your statues, whatever you have at home, toy-wise, that you want us to review the sculpt or the art of it. Send it to us, and Stephanie and I will do a show. And I know, Stephanie, do you have anything that you want to promote before we get off?
Yes, I am going to be on Gary's 1011 as a guest host with Mark Andrews.
Yep. So there you
On
go, guys.
Tuesday.
This Tuesday, Mark Andrews is on the 1011. You'll have Stephanie, Rob, and I as hosts, and we're going to have fun. And hopefully Stephanie will start jumping in on some more guest hosting.
Oh, thanks.
So we'll have fun with that. The Jackson Workhurst's still busting on you, Stephanie. Action figures, right, Stephanie?
No, they're called dolls. Look it up in the dictionary.
Mark Andrews. Oh no. Oh, Mark, if you thought she was harsh on Michael Golden, wait to hear what she has to say about you.
Oh, I have so much ammunition on Mark Andrews now too.
Right? And Zach says he'll be sending you some figure pictures. And yes, thank you, Zach.
Yay! Thank you, Zach. Thank you.
Send us more than one. But Zach, you got to send them to me and Stephanie. So if you're not, her link is in the description below at Madam Blaster on Instagram. Champ Blaze says, "Wow, can I be Peter Pan?" She's not. No, she's not Wendy. She's Poison Ivy.
It's Earth Day,
right? And Mark Andrews says now he's really worried.
Yeah.
Right? She says she wanted to come on just to spread some hate about you, Mark. I don't know what that's about. She's feeling very bitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which we all know. For those of you who don't know,
there.
Stephanie is not true. She's one of the most kind-hearted people out there. Stephanie does not have any meanness in her, except unless it's a Michael Golden portfolio. And Zach says, "Oh, hopefully send out some later today." Yes, send them out. So please, guys, Jackson Roykirk, I know you must have some Star Trek ones and stuff like that. Mark, I know you must. Send us multiple shots of your action figures for Stephanie and I to peruse and critique. Yeah. And Jackson Roykirk says, "Pretty poison."
Thank you.
But that's the show for today. So join us next week when we have Joe Jusko art portfolio. Stephanie will be appearing as Dazzler herself. So one of my favorite characters. So now Stephanie's hit 3 of my favorite characters with Poison Ivy. I mean, not with Scarlet Witch, Black Cat, and Dazzler.
All right. Well,
now
I'm sorry Poison Ivy didn't make it up there.
I know it's great. I'm just not a DC guy. You look fantastic, though. You know that.
Thank you.
You guys saw her fishing for a compliment, right? She already knows she looks fantastic. She's throwing that hook out there going, "Come on, you got to say it."
What are you saying, Gary?
What's that? No. Obviously, she's beautiful, guys. So maybe we can convince her for the last one to do Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Do you have Black Widow?
I do, and I didn't have fun with her really. It wasn't like a fun one to do.
All right, so I'm curious what you'll do for your last one then. We'll keep it a surprise.
Yeah, let's keep it a surprise, or at least wait till next week or something.
And we got Steve saying, "Thanks for the great show, Stephanie and Gary." See, Stephanie, you're already getting top billing.
Top billing? You wouldn't notice too, wouldn't you, Gary?
Not at all. Mark Andrews is saying female Thor.
Yeah, Valkyrie, I think, was one a long time ago. People wanted me to do Valkyrie.
Do you want her to put the hammer down, Mark? Because she's going to put the hammer down on you Tuesday.
Come as female Thor on Tuesday. No, that costume doesn't make itself, so no.
Right. Hey, Shop. Nice to see you, sir. Signature King, how you doing? All right, so we are going to get out of here, guys. And thank you all for joining us. We certainly appreciate you guys. And until next time, let me find my thing because I'm off my game here. Let's see. I need my outro, Stephanie.
You need what?
My outro. The video I play at the end when we say goodbye.
And what do you call it?
Outro.
Outra?
O-U-T-R-E.
Oh.
So you have an intro and an outro.
Oh, I had no idea. I learn something new every day.
So don't we all? All right. Until next time, guys. Keep it casual.